In this quarter's PES Wind Magazine, which you can download at peswind.com, there's an article from TGS 4C about vessel traffic around offshore wind farms. And this is kind of interesting because they looked at some major wind farms off the coast of the UK, Dogger Bank B, Dogger Bank C, and Sofia. And obviously, there's a lot of marine traffic around those, but you don't really realize the scale and how it affects the traffic on the water. When they had looked at these three wind farms, they realized they had about 860 transits in 2021 around that area, and that went to more than 20,000 by 2025. So the amount of economic and commercial activity that was happening around those wind farms exploded. And when you have that many ships in the water, it does change the nature of that area and also how other ships transit through the area or around that area. It's an interesting piece because if you look at where those wind farms are, Matthew, that's kind of a narrow stretch in there where there is a lot of ship traffic already. So you create this artificial barrier for some of the ship traffic, and you're trying to understand how that is affecting the flow in and out. But I think the bigger piece is you can tell how well a development is progressing in offshore wind by looking at the ships and who's where and when.
I think this is an interesting topic. To be honest, I don't completely get it. Can you explain it to me?
If I'm an investor in these projects, if I'm the government, if I'm the power company that's going to handle the power coming off these sites, I really need to know how it's going. And the way that I look at it in the States when I look at the offshore projects here, because we could do something very similar, who's out on the ocean? Where are they? What tower are they at? How many towers are running? You can kind of tell that. Are they just doing surveys, or are they laying cable? Or is there something more active happening? And where are the ships from? Are they installation vessels? Are they driving monopiles? What's going on out in the water? It does give you a really good sense where they are in the project. Kind of back to Rosemary's point on managing big projects. Schedule is everything. You can tell. You can really tell.
Thinking about it a different way. So it's a bit more like shadow monitoring. So it's just a way of independently monitoring and checking progress, making sure that there's transparency as to what's going on.
I think there's a lot of value in that data set. And as more operators start to use that data set and more companies start to use that data set globally, they're going to be doing offshore projects, I think, differently in terms of efficiency. They're learning as they go.
Yeah, isn't that one of the classical sort of mathematical problems about how to optimize courier deliveries? We've got to talk about quantum computing at some point too. So
we probably should. But for right now, I need everybody to go to peswind.com and download this quarter's magazine. A lot of good articles in there, and it's a great free download. Tons to learn. Go to peswind.com.